Hello, welcome back. I have just finished off the forgotten Gialli box set from Vinegar Syndrome with the last movie in that set, which is Trauma from 1978. And I kind of held off on this one because I heard it was one of the better ones of the set. It turned out to be my least favourite of the set, and it's all about a writer who is looking for a retreat. He finds this a little bed and breakfast in the middle of nowhere, middle of the wilderness, that he decides is going to be perfect. And he meets the owner there, who is this woman played by Agatha Lees, I think, who gives an utterly wonderful performance as the owner of this bed and breakfast. She has a disabled husband that is constantly berating her, and the writer just kind of moves in, and there's a little bit of a kinship there. They got on really well. This writer just kind of floored me from the start because of partially because of his neckerchief and the fact that he looked a hell of a lot like Jon Lovitz, which I mean, looked really close to him. It was unsettling, and these two people were having a great rapport. They're having great conversations. There's a little bit of a spark there, even though they just seem to be kind of friendship. And other people come to stay at this bed and breakfast. And when other people come to stay at the bed and breakfast, a black-gloved, razor-wielding killer slits their throats. This is and I'm very reticent to say what movie this is like because it just spoils it immediately. And I think the major problem I had with Trauma was that I instantly hooked it up with that movie and I knew what was coming. I don't think it's very well hidden. It's very obvious what is coming, what is happening. And that kind of ruins a lot of the mystery from the movie. And when you're losing the mystery of who the killer is, it takes a lot of power away from it. It takes a lot of interest. It makes a lot of the scenes rather monotonous. We get various people coming to stay. We get lots of skin on show, and we get to see some blood and guts along the way as well. But like I said, you kind of know what's going on, and it takes a lot of the oomph away from the movie. The writer is deeply unsettling in several moments. There is a relationship that he makes up with a young boy who must be, say, somewhere between 10 and 12. And there's a moment where he comes out of the water, he's been swimming, and the writer walks up to him, and he's got bits of grass on him, and he just starts like picking off and wiping the boy's shoulders, and it just had that really uncomfortable way about it that made you kind of really wary of this protagonist character. And there is hinted at some kind of connection between him and the boy. It never goes into anything deeply unsettling, although it's definitely boiling under the surface there. The performance for Agatha is a tremendous performance. She has this kind of wide-eyed innocence and curiosity about her, but then instant hatred for just about anybody else that would even step foot in the place. I mean, how could they? How could these people come to a bed and breakfast and expect to be served properly? It's just kind of funny. The characters that come in are almost superfluous to the actual story. They're coming there to be murdered in a brutal fashion. Sometimes they get it fairly quickly. Sometimes you have to wait a little bit before they get brutally murdered. It's a movie that, although it's competently made, although it's well shot, has some nice blood and gore, is ultimately pointless. The surprise is ruined from it. There's no real oomph to get there. The pacing feels a little bit off, and it just becomes absolutely mundane, which is probably the worst thing I could say about Trauma. The worst in the set for me. So, I mean, we had the three movies with The Police Are Blundering in the Dark, which is probably my second favourite, and The Killer is one of three, which was out and out, just utterly wonderful. I'm really happy I got to check out this set. I really enjoyed it. I think it's pretty wonderful. And if you're into Gialli and you're not looking for the pinnacle of that genre, it's definitely a set I would recommend picking up. I'd love to know your thoughts on Trauma. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time. Man v film.